So one day, a father is watching his young son play on the beach with another friend. They were playing that they were soldiers in a war. And so they each had their little sand forts on each side of the beach as they were playing. And the father called his son over and said, "Tommy, if you can take his fort in the next 5 minutes, I'll give you $5. Well, little Tommy was so excited, the little soldier ran off to do his play battle with his friend. Well, less than 5 minutes later, little Tommy came over to his dad and said, "Dad, he gave it up." And the father said, "Wow, Tommy, how did you do that in less than 5 minutes? That's amazing. What did you do?" And the little boy looked at his dad and said, "Well, it was pretty easy. I had offered him $2 and he surrendered." Children often have a very simple and uncomplicated way at looking at life. And wouldn't it be wonderful if this Christmas we could take that simple, uncomplicated way of looking at life, of looking at all God's people, and bring about what God first wanted to bring to earth through Jesus, the gift of his peace. We live in such a complicated world today. We see so much hatred and intolerance and a disrespect for life. We hear it, we see it displayed in horrible ways. And what we need is a revolution we're reminded of love, one that helps us to live with more patience and kindness and tolerance and respect for life and for one another. And so the readings today remind us of how this revolution of love first began. We hear about the greatness of the child in Mary's womb. Elizabeth, her cousin, recognizes that the child is the Son of God. And so God's presence, his peace, his love for the world comes in a very simple, uncomplicated way in an obscure town, in a young woman, the Virgin Mary, in her cousin Elizabeth, an older woman who was thought to be sterile, and then in a simple birth, the birth of his son, the birth of a child, Jesus. And so today on this fourth Sunday of Advent, we're reminded that God can continue to do wonderful and great things through us, through our resources, through our gifts, through our talents, as limited as they might be. If we work at respect for one another and kindness and tolerance and love, if we work towards really unity and peace, then we, like Mary, will continue to bring about Jesus' birth in the world today. That's the true gift of Christmas. That's the true gift that we need in our hearts and that the world needs today. That gift of God's presence and the gift of peace.